Hey y'all, it's Zoe and welcome back to another video on my channel. So today I'm going to be filming a video on how to file your taxes for Fulbright because this is really confusing. I was really confused the first time I did it, and that is because Fulbright Taiwan does not give you a formal W-2 or whatever it's called. They literally just give you a letter. I'll attach a screenshot of the letter. So I was really confused on how to file it, where to file it, etc. So I'm hoping that this video helps people out a little bit. I'm sorry my camera was a little tilted before. Just a disclaimer, I use TurboTax, but I've had friends who've used other free versions of tax filing websites in the past, and it's pretty much been the same or kind of similar. So yeah, I hope this video helps. So let's get to it. All right, so when you're filing for taxes, so the thing with TurboTax, if you use TurboTax, is sometimes the questions change, or it'll just, like, I noticed from this year comparison to last year, the questions changed, the format was different, even the website was a little different, but I was still able to find the section that I needed, and I'm going to try and attach some screenshots as well. So what you're not going to do is say that it was a government job, because even though it's funded by the government, when I did that, I ended up owing them a ton of money, and you shouldn't owe anything because it shouldn't really be taxable because you weren't really working in the US, you were working outside the US, but it was like being paid. It's kind of confusing. Anyways, just don't put it in a government job because, like, even though it's funded by the government, you're not working in the government or like for the government, you're working for the Taiwan government, so it's a little different. So there's going to be a section somewhere on the federal side that talks about miscellaneous income and then foreign earned income. So you want to find something that talks about any extra income that you earned outside of the US. And that is where you're going to put it. And it should be a way to write the number, like, exactly, because in the letter they tell you the exact amount you got paid, so you should be able to type it out in US dollars how much money you made. Then they're going to ask if you ever owned a foreign bank account. Since I did own a foreign bank account, I said yes. And then they're going to ask if you ever had $10,000 or more at a time, and that is no, because even in the whole year that I was there, so like January to June, my entire paycheck was less than $10,000, and we got paid once a month, so that's even then less than that. So you shouldn't have to say anything in that. You'll just say no, and they shouldn't ask you any extra questions. They might ask if you had any other kind of foreign assets. They might ask about, like, if you had any stocks or investments. Hopefully you didn't, because this is just for 1 year. They're going to ask if you got any extra payments for anything, like I think it was like if they provided you with any kind of assistance for something. And I said no, because we paid our own rent with the money that they gave us, so we didn't have any extra funds specifically for housing or food or transportation. It was just all put to the same thing. So you just have to read the questions really carefully and think about how much you got paid, what you got paid, and what you use that money for. Now, I don't know if it's the same for other countries. I don't know, maybe other countries give a W-2, but Taiwan does not, and so it's really confusing. And you are going to have to do this twice. Because it's an academic year, you work for 1 year, and then you file taxes for that year, which is going to be probably like September to December, maybe August, because I think you get your first paycheck in August, and then you're going to have the next one January to June. So you're going to have majority of it in that second year filing, and then you're going to have a smaller portion of it in that first year filing. So it can get really confusing, but I promise you, once you start doing it, it'll start getting easier. You just have to really read the questions, and you have to really look for what you're trying to find, because you shouldn't owe them anything on the federal side. Like, you shouldn't owe them any money. The last 2 years, I've done it this way, and the IRS has approved my taxes. They haven't come looking for me or anything. As long as you just report the amount that you made, and it's like and just tell the truth. Like, don't lie to the IRS because they might find you. But that should be it. And keep a copy of the letter if they need, if they like reach out to you for whatever reason. But you shouldn't have more than $10,000. Sometimes I might ask about if you had any cash or if you brought any money back with you. Like, none of that should apply. I mean, even if you did, I doubt you'll bring $10,000 worth, because we don't even get paid $10,000, and like you have to live there. So you shouldn't owe anything on the federal side. And then when you're doing your state taxes, just every state is different. But if you were doing Fulbright for that whole year, hopefully you didn't have a state job, because I think a lot of states in the US probably wouldn't want someone that's abroad. So hopefully you won't have anything on the state side either. Just check with your own finances or tax people or whatever about like reporting like tuition or student loans or anything like that. But hopefully that is a good place to start for your Fulbright taxes. I know tax season is really confusing and really difficult, but this was the part that I thought was always going to be really hard for me. And even doing it for the second year, I was like, oh my gosh, like I was like, am I answering all the questions right? Like, am I doing this right? So just take your time, read everything carefully, and make sure you put it in the right spot so you don't owe them money. If you start owing them money at the end, that means you probably did something wrong. So yeah, I hope this video helps. Let me know in the comments down below how your tax filing went. I received a message today that my state and federal taxes were approved, so great for me. The only reason why I had state taxes was because I lived in 2 states in 2024. I lived in Texas and in Michigan, even though I didn't have a job. So I didn't end up owing anything to the IRS, but the downside is they didn't end up giving me anything back, which kind of sucks. But anyways, that was off topic. So yeah, I hope this video helps you at least a little bit in filing your taxes. And let me know if there are any other Fulbright videos left that you would like me to post. I feel like I've done a lot of videos already, and I'm trying to think if there's like another topic I could do. I try to do them kind of lined up with the timeline of Fulbright Taiwan, and I've already done some application videos, some packing videos, and then like the details about traveling. So if there's anything else, if you maybe want to talk about related to Fulbright Taiwan, just let me know. I can also go into more like in depth on my experience as an adoptee in Taiwan. I don't know if I've done that, but yeah, just let me know. So I hope this video is very helpful. Good luck in filing your taxes this year, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye.